prepare employment documents. In this topic, we will learn what are the important documents that we need to create before employment. So first thing that we need to do is to create a resume, of course. So now, I will share to you what are the definition of a resume. A resume is a concise statement of your background, education, skills, and work experience. Its purpose is to communicate your applications to prospective employers. So when we say resume, this is about our personal details like our educational background, the skills that we have, and abilities that we can contribute to the company. Our work experience also, if we have experiences. A personal marketing document. When we say personal marketing document, it's like selling our skills to the employer in order to suit for that job vacancies. A well-prepared resume markets you and your credentials so effectively that it sets you apart from other candidates for a job. So in creating resume, we need also to consider why we are more than enough out from the other candidates who also applied in that particular job. So there are two most commonly used types of resume, chronological and functional resume. So when we say chronological, gives an applicant's work experience in order with the most recent experience listed first. So in creating chronological resume, from the word itself, chronological, so you need to list your work experience chronologically. This type of resume is the most common and most preferred. It works well for showing progress and growth if the job listed reflect increasing responsibility. On the other hand, the functional resume focuses on the skills and qualifications of an applicant for a particular job rather than on work experience. So the chronological resume focuses on the work experience that an applicant has, while the functional, it focuses on the skills and qualifications of an applicant particular to that job. However, the organization is different. Yes, organization is different. Different organization is different. Your education, experience, and activities are clustered into categories that support your career goals. So in creating functional resume, your education and experience should be clustered into categories. You need to arrange those categories well, and also the details that you need to put. Next is the electronic resume. And by the way, there are also guidelines in creating a functional and chronological order. It should be accurate and honest, should be preferably 1 or 2 pages. And also in creating resume, we can also ask advice or ask guidance from the professional out there to check the spelling or the grammar of the resume that we created. We have the electronic resume. What is an electronic resume? Electronic resume or e-resume, a resume in electronic rather than print form. Some prospective employers will ask you email them an electronic resume. You may also want to prepare an email to post on a job board. So email resume is send via email, because other employer will ask you, just send your resume in my email account, just like that, instead of printing. You can also rely on the sample that I give, just reflect it on the PowerPoint presentation. Now let's proceed to the suggestions when preparing electronic resumes. We have used a single column format, does not exceed 65 characters per line. So in creating electronic resume, we need to consider some suggestions. Next is left, justify all text and do not use tabs, tables, italics, bold, underlining, or graphics. Do not use tabs, tables, italics, bold, underlining, and graphics. Next, use asterisks or other symbols from the keyword to replace bullets. Do not use bullets. Instead, use asterisks and other symbols out from the keyboard. Next, do not use abbreviations. For example, AAS. Do not use abbreviation. Just spell out the whole word like Associate of Applied Sciences. Next is use a sans serif font such as Arial or Calibri and a font size of 11 or 12 points. So also, we need to consider the font and font size that we need to create, either Arial or Calibri. The last one is put your name, address, phone numbers, and email address each on a separate line. We need also to put our phone number or address because employer will just call us if they are satisfied from the documents that we submitted and proceed to the next process of the employment, which is that interview. So they will call us, come to the office in that time so that you will have an interview. Next is the portfolio. Portfolio is a compilation of samples of your work and career-related information. It is a way to showcase your potential employers that you are capable of producing. So portfolio meaning you compile all the documents that you have in a portfolio. So a portfolio might include the following items. First is your resume. Very important is your resume. Skills lists, education, training, or certifications. Just include the certifications that you receive from your training, awards or honors received, employee evaluations and recommendations. You can also include your diploma, volunteer work in the community, the letters you have written, and can demonstrate your writing style. Next, reports you have produced that demonstrate your ability, spreadsheets, graphics, and electronic slides that you have created, other samples of work you have created just as newsletter or brochure, a streaming audio or video clip, a presentation, or as an introduction. Include only your highest quality work. Why is that those items I mentioned is included in the compilation in our portfolio? Because some employers will matter on what are the things that you are capable of, what are the things that you can contribute in that particular company or industry. We have prepared a letter of application. So what is letter of application? A letter of application is generally the first contact you have with a potential employer and is key along with a resume to obtaining an interview. So letter of application and resume is their partner because some industry required letter of application includes with your resume, others only the resume. There are 5 basic goals of an application letter that we need also to consider. First is the opening paragraph provides a brief statement of the applicant's interest. So we need also to remember these things in creating a letter of application. The middle paragraph describes and sells her skills, just like I mentioned a while ago. Resume is a personal marketing documents, like selling our skills so that we can suit on that particular job that we wish to be part of. And third is the closing paragraph requests an interview providing her contact information. It also mentions the enclosed resume. Very important also the contact information so that the employer can contact us immediately. 3 or 4 paragraphs are generally sufficient for an application letter. So it is not required that the letter of application is too long, but 3 or 4 paragraphs are generally sufficient. Print your letter in high quality bond paper and a good print. Send an original letter for each application. Do not send photocopies and a high quality print setting. So some industries will require the original copy of the documents that we have. So instead, just photocopy those documents so that you have something to hold if you give them the original copy of your documents. So don't forget to rely on the example I also indicated on our PPTs so that you will be guided on the resume and application letter and how to create those documents and the format.